There's a kind of love that doesn't need to be shouted from rooftops or broadcast in captions. It doesn't wear matching t-shirts or flaunt date nights for validation. It lives in the quiet, in the spaces in between, in the way he leans in when you speak, remembers the things you forgot you told him, and walks beside you, not just when it's sunny, but especially when it rains. Sometimes, the loudest "I love you" is never said aloud. It's in the calmness of his tone when you're panicking. In the text that simply reads, "Made you tea, it's on the counter." In the way he glances back when you cross the street, as if to say, "I've got you." We're taught to look for grand gestures, for roses, candlelight, weekend getaways. But real commitment, the kind that lasts, the kind that roots itself in truth, often wears no perfume. It shows up in moments you don't notice until later. And when you look back, you realize he was always there, always listening, always choosing you, even in silence. He may not be the one to post long paragraphs online. He may not say, "I'm yours" every single night. But the way he folds you into his life, naturally, without forcing it, says it louder than words ever could. He plans, he protects, he adjusts, and he remembers. You feel it in how he respects your space, and still makes you feel safe in it. You feel it in how he shows up again and again, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's hard. And that's the kind of love this is about. This isn't a list of traits to test someone against. This is a reminder for those who doubt the quiet kind of love. For those who wonder, is he really committed, even if he doesn't say it? Sometimes, the answer is found in what's unsaid, but deeply felt. Because the man who's truly invested in you will leave a trail of quiet signs. 1,000 little proofs. A string of moments that whisper, "You matter. You're safe. I'm here." And no, he may never look you in the eyes and say, "I'm yours." But his love already did. 1. He includes you in future plans. When a man includes you in his future plans, it's a quiet but powerful sign of emotional commitment. He may not say, "I'm yours," outright. But through his words and actions, he lets you know that he sees you as part of the road ahead. Whether it's something small like asking if you're free next weekend, or something big like talking about where he wants to live in a few years, the underlying message is the same. He doesn't imagine life without you in it. These future-oriented conversations are often subtle. He might say, "We should try that new restaurant next month," or "I want to take you to my hometown one day." The use of "we" instead of "I" shows he's no longer thinking alone. He's planning with you in mind. This behavior often goes unnoticed because it doesn't always come with grand romantic declarations. But it's in these little moments that you can truly see where his heart stands. A man who sees a future with you will consider your opinion when making decisions about his life. He'll talk about career moves, travel dreams, or even long-term goals and naturally weave you into those visions. It means he's emotionally investing in a life that involves you and is not afraid of the idea of permanence. Importantly, this kind of inclusion doesn't feel forced. It flows naturally. He wants you to feel secure about your place in his world, even if he hasn't explicitly defined the relationship yet. The comfort with which he imagines shared experiences and mutual milestones speaks volumes. It's not just about the words he says. It's about the vision he paints with you by his side. That's not casual interest. That's quiet commitment. 2. He remembers the small details. When a man remembers the small details about you, it's more than just a good memory. It's a quiet declaration that is paying close attention, because you matter deeply to him. He listens when you talk, not just to respond, but to understand, absorb, and store away the little things that make you who you are. Maybe he recalls the way you like your coffee, your favorite flower, the story you told about your childhood pet, or how you always get cold in movie theaters. These aren't grand gestures, but they carry incredible emotional weight. Remembering these tiny details means he's invested in you, your comfort, your happiness, your world. He doesn't need a special occasion to bring them up. It might be a casual moment where he says, "You mentioned once that your mom used to make this dish. I tried to recreate it." Or he may check in on something you said in passing weeks ago. "How did that meeting with your boss go?" These seemingly minor moments are actually clear signs of emotional depth. He's showing you that he hears you, truly hears you, and that your words don't just vanish into the air. They land. They stay with him. This behavior is especially meaningful in a world where so many conversations are fleeting and surface level. When someone pays attention to the small things, it signals care, focus, and a genuine desire to know you fully, not just the version you show to the world, but the one revealed in quiet, unguarded moments. He's not waiting for the perfect time to show his affection. He's doing it all along, with every remembered detail that proves, I see you, I value you, and I choose to pay attention. 3. He introduces you as we instead of I. When a man begins to replace I with we, it's a subtle yet deeply meaningful shift, one that reveals how close you've become to his core identity. Without needing to say, I'm yours, he quietly includes you in the narrative of his life. Whether he's talking to friends, family, co-workers, or even strangers, this language shift shows that he no longer sees himself as a solo act. You're now part of his thought process, his choices, and his emotional landscape. It's a signal that you're not just a temporary presence. You're becoming part of his foundation. You might hear him say things like, we love that show, or we're thinking of traveling this summer, or even something as simple as, we already ate. These aren't just casual phrases. They reflect a deeper emotional alignment. They mean he's not just thinking about what he wants. He's thinking about what you both want. It's no longer just his opinion or his weekend plan. He includes you instinctively, not as an afterthought but as a given. This kind of language becomes second nature to someone who sees you as part of their life story. Even in small interactions, like ordering food or talking about hobbies, he speaks in a way that blends your lives together. And often, he does this without realizing it, because in his heart, you're already us. This is one of those signs that doesn't need fanfare. No grand declarations, no social media posts, just the natural, everyday rhythm of a man who sees your presence as part of his own. When I becomes we, he's not just sharing space, he's sharing identity. And in relationships, that's a quiet, powerful sign of lasting commitment. 4. He prioritizes your comfort over his convenience. When a man consistently chooses your comfort over his own convenience, it speaks volumes about the depth of his care, even if he never says the words out loud. It means he's willing to adjust, sacrifice, or pause his own routine just to make things easier, safer, or more peaceful for you. Whether it's something as small as giving you the last slice of pizza, walking you home in the rain, or driving across town just to be with you for 10 minutes. These aren't random acts. They are quiet acts of devotion. He may leave work early to attend your appointment, stay up late just to talk when you had a rough day, or cancel plans with his friend when he knows you need him more. And he doesn't do it with resentment or make you feel guilty. He does it with a calm heart, because your well-being matters to him more than his own convenience. This isn't about being overly dramatic or constantly bending over backwards. It's about showing up in ways that truly count. Love doesn't always announce itself with roses and grand declarations. Often, it whispers through the actions of someone who silently shifts his world to include you and to protect yours. A man who values your comfort sees your needs as important, not optional. He listens to what makes you uneasy and tries to remove it. He notices when you're tired and offers support. These gestures might go unnoticed by the world, but they are crystal clear to the person receiving them. In a world where many people look out for themselves first, someone who naturally looks out for you, without asking for credit, is someone who's quietly but deeply committed. He's not just there when it's easy. He's there when it matters most. 5. He's consistent, not just romantic. Romance can be dazzling, flowers, dates, sweet words, but what truly reveals a man's commitment is consistency. Anyone can be charming for a day, but it takes something deeper to show up every day with steadiness, patience, and presence. When a man is consistent, he doesn't let his moods or distractions dictate how he treats you. He's not hot one day and distant the next. He doesn't disappear when things get hard. Instead, he builds trust quietly, through reliable words and repeatable actions. This kind of man doesn't make you guess where you stand. He texts when he says he will. He shows up on time. He keeps his promises, even the small ones. He doesn't just make romantic gestures when he's trying to impress you. He maintains emotional connection even on ordinary days. Consistency isn't flashy, but it's powerful. It means he's emotionally stable, dependable, and truly invested, not just in how things feel today, but in how they'll grow tomorrow. You'll feel it in the way he speaks to you when he's tired, or how he still checks in even on busy days. You'll feel it in how he chooses not to let arguments become silence, and how he makes time even when life gets chaotic. Romance might draw someone in, but consistency is what makes them stay, and what lets you relax in love, rather than worry about it. Consistency says, I'm here, not just when I feel like it, but always. And when a man chooses to love you in a way that feels safe, steady, and grounded, it's no longer just about romance. It's about a kind of quiet, unwavering love that lasts. 6. He makes space for you in his daily routine. When a man makes space for you in his daily routine, he's doing something more meaningful than just checking in. He's showing you that your presence matters in the rhythm of his life. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It might look like a quick call during lunch, a goodnight text no matter how late, or remembering to ask how your meeting went. These moments say, you're part of my day, not just my weekends. It's easy to make time for someone once in a while, when everything is calm or exciting. But when he consistently folds you into the ordinary parts of his schedule, the work days, the errands, the long commutes, it shows that he's not trying to fit you around his life. He's building his life with you in it. Whether it's making morning coffee for two, planning dinner together after work, or sharing a moment before sleep, these quiet rituals speak loudly. He doesn't treat your time together as an interruption. Instead, it becomes a part of the day he looks forward to. Even when he's busy, he finds a way to let you know you're on his mind. That kind of intentional effort is rare and powerful. It means you're not an afterthought. You're someone worth carving time for. In a world that constantly demands our attention, choosing to make space for someone every day is a powerful act of love. It says, you're not just a part of my life when it's convenient. You're part of my everyday. That level of consistency, care, and intentional presence is one of the clearest signs that is quietly but fully committed to you. 7. He defends you in your absence. When a man defends you in your absence, it's one of the most powerful signs of loyalty and love. It means he's not just supportive when you're around to see it, but even when you're not there to hear the words or witness the moment. He respects you so deeply that he protects your name, your dignity, and your truth, especially when no one is watching. That's not just affection. That's character. You might never hear about it firsthand. Maybe a friend mentions it later, or you notice how others speak to you with unexpected respect. But behind the scenes, he's standing up for you, correcting misinformation, shutting down mockery, or simply refusing to entertain conversations that diminish you. And he doesn't do it for praise. He does it because your value is non-negotiable to him. This kind of loyalty is rare. Many people are supportive when it's easy, when you're present, when it benefits them. But defending you when it costs him something, a laugh from a friend, an easy way out of a tense moment, or even social approval, that takes courage and deep emotional commitment. It's in these unseen moments that real love is revealed. You don't need to ask him to protect your reputation. He does it instinctively, because in his mind, loving you also means honoring you, not just to your face, but in every room where your name is spoken. That quiet protection, that unwavering stance, says more than any romantic speech ever could. It says, I've got your back, even when you're not here to see it. And that kind of love, it's rare, real, and deeply rooted. 8. He shares his passwords or lets you use his phone freely. When a man shares his passwords with you or lets you use his phone freely, it's not just a gesture of trust. It's a quiet signal that he has nothing to hide and everything to share. In a world where privacy can often mask secrecy, his openness becomes a powerful message. You are part of my life, and I have no reason to close any doors to you. He's not handing over control. He's offering transparency. Whether it's unlocking his phone without hesitation, letting you scroll through photos, or giving you access to things like Netflix accounts, Wi-Fi passwords, or even important documents, It all reflects a deeper emotional trust. He's not afraid of what you'll find, because there's nothing he's keeping in the shadows. 9. He talks about long-term things casually. When a man talks about long-term things casually, it reveals something beautiful beneath the surface. He sees you in his future, and that vision feels natural to him. He doesn't need to stage a serious conversation or declare his intentions with dramatic weight. Instead, he slips little pieces of forever into everyday talk, like it's the most obvious thing in the world. He might say things like, "One day when we get our own place," or "We should take our kids there someday," even if you're nowhere near making those decisions yet. These aren't accidental slips. They're quiet truths, spoken without hesitation. He's not testing your reaction or trying to impress you. He's simply sharing the way he envisions life. And in that vision, you're already beside him. It's not just about romantic dreams either. He may talk about career changes, saving money, relocating, or even buying furniture, and he instinctively includes you in those thoughts. That kind of language means he's emotionally anchoring himself to you without making it feel heavy or forced. This casual long-term talk is a reflection of inner comfort. He's not scared of commitment. In fact, it excites him in a quiet way. You'll notice how he doesn't talk about if you'll be there. He talks about when. That shift in language is subtle, but meaningful. It means he's already planted the seed of permanence in his heart. And while these moments might not be framed as big relationship talks, they often carry more weight. Because when someone can speak about a shared future with ease, without pressure or panic, it means they're not only thinking long-term, they're already emotionally living there with you. 10. He chooses you in moments that matter. When a man chooses you in moments that matter, it speaks louder than 1,000 love declarations. It's easy to be present when life is light and decisions are small. But when the stakes rise, when he's faced with tough choices, conflicting loyalties, or real consequences, that's when his true feelings are revealed. And if, in those moments, he still chooses you, your needs, your peace, your presence, then you're not just someone he cares for. You're someone he's anchored to. These moments might come quietly. Maybe his friends invite him out, but he stays because he knows you've had a hard day. Maybe a family member criticizes you, and instead of staying neutral, he gently but firmly takes your side. Maybe he has a work opportunity that could separate you for months, and instead of chasing success blindly, he talks it through with you because your relationship matters just as much. He doesn't always choose the easy path, but he chooses the one where you're valued. Not just when it's convenient, but when it counts. These are the moments that test love and show whether it's real or just romantic. A man who chooses you in those turning points, in the quiet tensions, in the high-stakes crossroads, is a man who sees you as more than part of his life. He sees you as his life, and he won't always tell you in words. You'll feel it in his decisions, in how he puts your emotional well-being above his ego, in how he takes your hand when it's easier to walk alone. Choosing you doesn't mean he abandons himself. It means he believes in both of you, and in the bond strong enough to face any storm, together. 11. He notices when you're off and asks why. When a man notices that something is off, even before you say a word, and gently asks, "Are you okay?" It's not just attentiveness. It's emotional connection. It means he's tuned into your energy, your patterns, your silence, and he genuinely cares when something feels different. He's not brushing things off, assuming you'll figure it out on your own. He sees your mood shift, your hesitation, the slight change in your tone, and instead of ignoring it, he leans in with presence and warmth. He doesn't force you to open up, nor does he make it about himself. He simply lets you know, through quiet concern, that your feelings are safe with him. "You don't seem like yourself today," he might say, or "I can tell something's bothering you. Want to talk?" These simple questions carry deep meaning. They show that he's not just there for the fun moments, but for the quiet struggles too. You'll notice how he doesn't need drama to pay attention. It could be a small sigh, a pause before you speak, or the way you avoid eye contact, and that's enough for him to care. He's present in ways most people miss. And when someone notices you're hurt before you have to explain it, that's when love feels safe. In a world where everyone is rushing, distracted, and half listening, a man who slows down to really see you, even on your worst days, is offering a kind of comfort that words can't match. He's saying, without saying it, I know you. I care about what you're feeling. And I'm here, not to fix, but to stand beside you. That kind of awareness isn't just rare. It's quietly beautiful. 12. He respects your boundaries and protects them too. When a man not only respects your boundaries but actively protects them, it shows a deep level of emotional maturity and commitment. He doesn't just listen to what you say makes you uncomfortable. He honors it, without testing the edges or trying to talk you out of it. He understands that love is not control, and that closeness is not built by crossing lines, but by recognizing them and choosing to stand beside you, not over you. Whether your boundary is about needing time alone, not wanting to talk about certain topics, or moving slowly in the relationship, he accepts it, not with frustration, but with quiet understanding. He doesn't make you feel guilty for setting limits. In fact, he quietly reinforces those boundaries, even when others don't. If a friend crosses a line or a situation feels wrong, he steps in gently but firmly, not to dominate, but to protect your peace. His respect is not passive. It's intentional. It shows up in the way he asks for consent, checks in with how you're feeling, and never assumes your yes just because you've said it before. He doesn't push, pressure, or pretend not to hear. Instead, he listens, and then aligns his behavior with what you've said matters to you. This kind of behavior is rare because it requires empathy, discipline, and deep care. It's easy to say, I love you. It's harder to say, I'll wait until you're ready, or I'll speak up when someone disrespects your space. When a man both respects and protects your boundaries, he's telling you, with his actions, that your well-being is more important than his impulses, that your safety, comfort, and voice are never up for negotiation. And in that quiet space of being seen, heard, and protected, that's where real love lives. 13. He shows up, even when it's hard. When a man shows up, even when it's hard, that's when you know his love runs deep. It's easy to be present when everything is light, exciting, and effortless. But when life becomes messy, inconvenient, or emotionally heavy, many people fade. A man who stays, who chooses to be by your side despite the discomfort, reveals something that can't be faked: true emotional investment.